Blow me, blow me, blow me.
All right, we remember how to do this?
I have no clue what we're doing anymore. I don't know how to do this.
Is this one of those ones where we have to stop it? And then
Welcome to the Beerded podcast.
I don't know. Are we on a time limit on this one?
This is Hangouts. There's no time on Hangouts.
Oh, that's right. That was Zoom, yeah. That's right. We could talk for the rest of the night.
Ever. Until I have to go to work in the morning.
Well, Brittany and I want to have sex tonight, so I'm not going to talk all night.
Oh, well, I guess I'll try to get some in too. So
I'm gonna have my friend tonight here.
What are we talking about tonight? Obviously, we have the burr.
Well, let's talk about your summers. Talk about places you went, beers you drank, any stories?
No, I got none. I got nothing.
We've all been quite busy this summer so far.
I'm sure you got something. Adam. You can talk about St. George or anything you did in Dallas this past time.
Nope, nothing.
Well, aren't you just a barrel of fun tonight?
Yeah. Hold on, Chad. Pause. I'm going to go over there and slap the shit out of him. I'll be right back. Do a couple fireballs.
All right. I already told Jake when we met out in the road and swapped beers that he has to do the intro tonight. So,
All right.
That's all you, Jake.
That's fine. We're not recording, are we?
We've been live for the last 5 minutes or so.
Is this streaming?
Yeah, streaming like my pee.
All right. Well, here we go.
And nobody's watching right now, so don't. I mean,
well, I still want to welcome everyone back.
Oh, sorry.
At our great hosts. I use great in the most broadest sense possible.
Dick.
Our hosts, Adam and Chad, have returned from summer break for season 2.0, bitches. That's right. Season 2.
Bitches.
2.0,
August
biatches.
1st, 2.0. For our return fans or for any new fans, let's just go ahead and lay a little ground rules here. We're going to go ahead and review beer tonight.
What do we actually call these? Come on.
Rules of engagement.
There we go.
Rules of suddenly it's coming back to Adam.
There we go.
So I remind me, do I reveal what we have yet or do I wait?
Nope, not yet.
Okay.
It's special.
So our hosts here have picked out a special beer for us. We're gonna feel it and look at it, and then we're gonna open it.
We're gonna feel it.
Wow.
Well,
snuggle.
Yeah, we'll feel this one. I like the way this one feels.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm gonna do with it. Good.
We're gonna give it a nice sniff.
Yep.
See what kind of smells we're getting, and then we'll go ahead and we'll all take our first drink, and then we'll go around the horn here and see what the initial impression is. Maybe even throw out an initial rating, and then I don't know, boys. I think we're gonna walk around the virtual beer world a little bit. Maybe see what everybody did this summer. I know, Adam. I believe you set aside like 45 minutes for Chad to talk about all the beers he's had since last time.
At least an hour and a half.
Oh, an hour and a half. My fault. Yeah. We'll do a check at about midpoint. You know, a lot of the beers that these boys review can be those barrel-aged beers. Not saying that's what we're doing tonight, but sometimes that taste changes a little bit as it warms up. So it's good to take your time with these because they're always special beers. Well, not always, but usually special.
Every beer is special. Come on.
Not every beer is special, Adam. Unless special. Is Coors Light special?
Ow! Oh, it's special.
Wait a minute. Before I finish, Adam, did you have a Coors Light this summer?
I can't say. Yeah, no, I did. I had one. Yes. I can't say I didn't have one all summer. Yeah, I had one.
Yeah, you did, you dirty dog.
You dirty dog.
Recycled piss.
Then we'll clean up some housekeeping, get through some other beer-related news or maybe something else will come up. And then, I'm going to stop by Adam's house and smack him around a little bit. And then we'll come in with our final rating. And that's how the show works.
All right. Thanks, Jake. Hey, look, what do you guys, anybody have their free shipped glass today?
Of course.
Fuck yeah, I did.
There we go. Look at that. We're all on top of our game for the.
Yeah, and that was the first F-bomb of the season right there, right, Jakey?
I said it. I'm like, man, we haven't even started drinking.
Yeah. Fuck you all. Hey, welcome to season 2.
Jake just muted himself again. Now he did.
Jake auto mutes himself. I think Google Hangouts auto mutes him. He's like, which one? Dumbass mute.
Did I get muted for the F-bomb?
It wasn't by us. We don't care. Thank you, Jake, for that wonderful introduction. Season 2, episode 1 of the Beerded podcast is live. Hey, Chad, how you doing?
Hey, I'm doing pretty good, AT. How you doing, Jake?
Doing great, boys. Thanks for having me for the lead off the main voyage here of 2.0.
Yeah, and so tonight, it is a special beer, and Jake is absolutely right. Not every beer is special.
Yeah,
there are some special ed beers, you could say. But tonight we are
there's some special beers on the other end of the spectrum too that you just, we got 5s and we got 0.25s. Those are special beers too in their own right.
That's damn true.
My gosh. All right. So we are doing a barrel-aged imperial stout that is aged in bourbon barrels by, I think it's pretty safe to say, boys, this is our favorite.
Brewery.
Yeah, Three Sheeps.
Yeah, these guys just rock the house on every beer. Well, I won't say every beer, but the majority of the beers we've had from these guys, it's unbelievable. Yeah,
this is the Wolf, the Wolf by Three Sheeps, and this is a limited release, right, Chad? That they released at their anniversary party.
It was. Right? I think it was released before the anniversary party, but they had some left.
Was that what it was?
The anniversary party, but this is the second release this year, if I remember correctly.
All right, well, I'm sick of talking. I'm gonna open this first. Let's get it open and get it poured.
Because this was bottled June 5th, so this is the second release this year, I believe.
I think you guys are right, though. This is the brewery that the three of us probably most consistently agree on is it's just a fantastic brewery.
Yeah, we've had the conversation many times, both I think on the show and on the front porch. That when it comes to like Three Sheeps, there's really not one of them I can sit there and go, I wouldn't drink that.
Yeah, even the ones that I wouldn't consider great are still very drinkable. They're not.
Chad, does one come to mind off the top of your head?
But it's not drinkable or not good?
Well, I don't know. Just like a 3 or less, I guess.
Yeah, they had when we were at the anniversary party, they had I want to say it was a mango IPA or a mango,
something like that. Yeah,
that one. Yeah,
you guys told me about that.
Yeah, that one was. It was an interesting flavor, and I won't say I can't say it was bad. It just didn't really hit the spot that day, I guess.
Fancy. Now, when I poured this had a very, we say it all the time, but very Coca-Cola style head to it.
Yeah, very fast fizz.
It's gone.
Head's gone. I have fizzies on the edge, just like you would see if you had a Coke or a Pepsi in your hand.
Oh, but it smells fucking awesome.
Well, I might as well get on the fucks too, so.
We're gonna break the fuck count this show. Man, it smells. So smelling it, you can smell the boozy, you smell the bourbon.
Mm-hmm. I want to say there's some molasses in this too.
Stop sticking that thing up your nose. For those what are you doing? Just because you saw somebody on YouTube doesn't mean you need to do it too, Jake.
So true. I saw one guy like just jamming up there, and I'm like, that's probably like what he learned in a class. I got to do that. People will think I'm smart.
He has a nice beard. It must be right. I just look over there, that small little square down on the hangouts, and he's sitting there like.
I will say before we get to the smells, I've complimented them before. When I said feel it, I do love the texture label. I love the little "the" inside the O of the Wolf. And I really like the bottles, how easy it tells you the ABV. Sometimes you get other details on the back right there.
Why don't you read that off? What is our ABV right now?
This is 13.5%.
Hell yes.
This was bottled on 6/5 of this year.
Yeah.
This year. So Thank you, boys. I could not find this. I tried to find this. I looked at.
That was all Chad, right?
Yeah, Cheddar coming through again.
I did. Yeah, I got it at Craft Beer Cellar in Pewaukee.
Yeah, I don't know if our listeners remember, but Chatter was making a move near the end of season 1 there. Had to say goodbye to, was it Ridgemont?
Ridgeview. Yep.
Ridgeview. Yeah. But he found a new awesome place.
Yeah, it's not.
All right, hang on. You guys can reminisce all the hell you want. Can we drink this thing, please? For the love of God,
right.
I'm smelling it. Gonna listen.
Shut up.
Can we drink, please?
Hold on, I wasn't done smelling it.
It does have a fantastic smell.
It is a really good smell. Yeah, absolutely. I'm going in.
Mine's a little colder than I would normally take it, so I'm gonna try to sip it. But this beer is so damn good. That's gonna be hard to sip.
Oh, holy shit!
Yeah, it's funny, Chad, because when we were talking about doing this one for the show, I was trying to remember back because we did have this on draft right at the party.
Yes, we did.
And for whatever reason, I didn't think I liked it as that much. I had to go back and look when I rated it, but this first taste is.
Well, I did go back and look at mine. I rated it a 4.5 off the tap.
Did you? Okay, I'm going back to look at mine. I'm assuming I probably did the same thing. I'm just a dumbass.
It's different though in the bottle, and I think my initial impression, anyway, if the way I remember it, it's almost better out of the bottle.
See, I gave it a 4.25.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, it's so first impressions, I definitely get caramel, bourbon for sure.
Right.
Exactly.
I'm trying to get signed into Untapped, and I'm forgetting my password.
It took me a while to get signed into YouTube. I was used to signing into pretty much on a daily basis before, and now I'm like, wow. I really like it. So just a little bit about the beer here. So it's right off of Three Sheeps Brewing.com. The Wolf of the beer is a bit dangerous. It says it's packed with flavor, rich bourbon, warm wood tannins, and notes of sweet caramel and chocolate. Wood. It's so easy to drink that you won't notice the 13.5 ABV. Hallelujah. Yes, 13.5. The Wolf is a simple beer at heart, a classic imperial stout with a robust malt bill, but has a sciencey trick up its sleeve. We treated the alcohol sweetness as an ingredient instead of an afterthought, using it to harness the strong bourbon notes and maintain the beer's light body. The result, the liquid equivalent of a wolf's sheep in sheep's clothing.
Wow, there was a nice reverb at the end of that sounded really cool.
Yeah, so the availability is limited release. Styles Imperial Stout in bourbon barrels. Hop variety is Columbus. Anybody cares? 3.5 ABV, 13 IBUs.
God damn it.
I think Adam's been working on his reading over the summer. Either that or he's been practicing for this.
I read 3 sentences before this. I'm ready.
God, I can't fucking remember my
Jake, what are your initial impressions while Chad's over there swearing because he can't remember a damn password to a fucking thing? Go ahead, Jake.
So my initial impressions is holy shit. This is delicious.
No, you've never had this, right?
I've never had this. I was not able to go with you guys that day. I remember.
Hang on.
Hang
on. I'd like to rub it in. Whoa. You didn't get to go with us that day. Okay, now you go ahead.
So true. So true.
Dick.
I remember you guys were waiting for them to, because it was like timed. They tapped it at like 3 or 5 or something, and you wanted to stay until they tapped this one.
Yep.
And I was so excited because we knew it was a barrel age, and also remind me like you can't get all of their barrel ages, right? Like you have to be in a barrel age club, but you have to wait for someone to leave before you can get into it or some shit. I don't know, something like that.
Yeah. The Barrel Society, they call it.
Yeah. So I've been waiting for this for a long time. I actually didn't know we were going to get in a bottle. I didn't even know it was bottled, but tasting it now, very boozy. What I really like about this beer is sometimes you have beer it doesn't even have to be beer. Sometimes you have something that's just too damn sweet. The sweetness of the chocolate and the caramel mixes so well with the bourbon. Like it's sweet without being too sweet. Like the combination of the bourbon with the sweetness is fantastic. Really, Damn.
I don't want to call it a blend because they do a series of blends, but
shit.
It's a excellent balance of those ingredients that you just listed off, Jake. And
right? Like they just
I mean, so it's an imperial stout aged in bourbon barrels. So similar, you could compare this to KBS very easily. This is way smoother than KBS. So I drank KBS last night.
Yes. Absolutely.
And I drank that last night because I knew we were going to be doing this tonight. And while KBS is an excellent beer, this one I think takes the barrel aged imperial stout to the next level. I mean, it's just the taste, the smell, the mouthfeel, the aftertaste, everything balances out so well with this beer. And the fact that you, as they said on the website, you can't tell at all that it's 13.5. Good try.
All summer I've been training. Got the Rocky montage going and everything. Fuck. All right, I'll be back in season 3.
Oh man! And so, what are we saying then? We're gonna give initial rating here, kids.
I'm going for it right off the bat. 5. Easy. Right.
He blew his wad early this year.
I had a 5. I had a 5 the other day too.
Chad. Well, Chad, I don't know if Adam and I did a Uber Joe, which is another Three Sheeps versus KBS. So maybe we'll talk about that later. But that was an interesting comp. As far as this goes, jeez, it's a motherfucking 10. Shit, I'll give it a 5.
I remember my password.
If I could, wow, Adam and I talked recently. Now that we've had some good beers and then tried to find other good beers, how I want to go back and rate some beers higher. This beer makes me want to go back and rate some other beers that are comps a little bit lower because this is really good.
Yeah, that's probably something we could actually. Excuse me. That's probably something we could actually talk about today or maybe the next show because that was a good discussion I think we had. But I'm right along with you guys. We're pretty much blowing our wad in the first show, season 2, episode 1 here. So it's really good. I think it was Chad. You said the caramel, or it was Jake. The caramel makes the caramel balances in.
Yeah, Jake said the ingredients
really nice. Like because usually you get either the caramel or you get like the chocolate or you get the roast nuttiness of it, but one's always fading. This one is just very nice. I get the caramel first, little hint of chocolate in the middle, then I get the roastiness at the end, and it's fantastic. It's better than what I remembered. I think you might be right that it's better out of the bottle.
Yeah,
maybe because it aged longer. I don't.
And it's kind of bourbony all the way through.
It is bourbony all the way through.
All the way through.
This also, Adam, would be. I'm pretty sure this is the second run of this.
Yeah.
Because when we were there in April for the anniversary party,
I'm gonna say yes. I don't remember.
I think that it was, and they tapped that.
April. Yeah.
Yeah, they tapped that at 3:00.
Yeah, they did.
I think it's what they had left of the first run. This being bottled on 6.5, it could be slightly different than what we had.
What does that mean, Chad? Do you think it was barreled at a different time?
Could be, or it could have been barreled later than the first round. Who knows?
Yeah, it either I think is barreled at a different time or a different age. And I could be talking out of my ass here, but I feel like that's right.
Was the ABV 13.5 when you guys had it on tap? Probably don't remember that. Drunk asses.
That would be a safe assumption.
I don't know if there is a distinction between the two on Untapped.
Because I've been trying to find something online here that like distinguishes the two releases, and as far as Three Sheeps is concerned, I think they're just releasing it as this year's version, regardless. Well, actually, that's my question. Do you guys know? Does this come out every year?
It does. Man, I wish Dustin were available right now. I want to say that what they had at the party was what was left of 2017.
Hang on. The wife has now entered the room and would like to partake of the beer.
Ooh.
She's become somewhat of a bloodhound. When you crack a beer, she just she knows. So
her senses go off.
Yeah. All right, Gina.
What was that? She gonna say hi?
Smooth.
Yeah.
Well, we got 3 sheeps, right?
The wolf.
Oh, it's the wolf. How did I know? I cannot believe you did not proactively tell me that you guys were. You know what? Screw all of you. You're all on Marco Polo, and you all screwed me over tonight. So, Chad, I'm remembering that. Jake, you better watch your fridge because I know the code to your garage.
All right, I pulled the mic.
1, 2, 3, 4.
What do you think of the beer, G?
Okay. It's not real, so like some of the other beers of its nature, these are the bourbon barrels. It doesn't have a whole lot of, fizz to it. It goes down a lot smoother. Mm-hmm. This one has, like a nuttier. I think this one maybe has like a nut. I don't know. It's got a very, very smooth finish. I'm trying to think of perhaps. Oh God, you can see me. Get back. Hold on, let me take my hair down. Come on, guys. I'm trying to think about how this is different from like Uber Joe, and some of the others that we have similar to this. It's good. I like it for sure. Let me try it again. I gotta
really seriously
try it again. Hold on. What cup are we drinking out of?
3 sheep.
Nice. Let me smell it. Yeah.
All production.
Jake, you and I have the exact same thing going on with our hand. Our mouth. We're just staring at what's going on.
I'm gonna give that one a 4.25.
Whoa!
Maybe a 4.5. Is that too high?
Oh!
Are you guys saying that's too high?
That's it. Please just stay to the left.
What did you guys rate it as?
We're way higher than you.
Okay, but
I gave it a 10.
I'm more conservative on my ratings, but I would give it a 4.5. I don't know if I'd give it a perfect 5, only because
What are you giving a 5?
Let me go to my Untapped. Hold on, let's see.
I think this one may just have entered the secret scale.
It did.
It entered the secret scale?
Yeah,
really?
I think the tip is in. Yeah.
Yeah. Is it?
Oh, Jake, you just kill me sometimes. You just kill me. You know what's funny is that I don't think I've given anything higher than a 4 or 5. So maybe
You're pretty strict on your ratings.
I know, right?
I respect that.
She gave Bourbon County a 4 or 5. She gave Cooper Project a 4.
I think I need to. I don't know if I rated this the other night when we were at Goose Island because, that was first had on July 29th. So I maybe need to redo that because I really, really like that. Yeah, but if you look at my ratings, I'm like at a 4 or 5. So maybe I really need to kind of. Oh no, I gave Uber Joe a 4.75.
Nice.
So I think it really just takes something. My palate's slightly different than your guys's, so it just takes something really special to.
And that was the barrel aged Uber Joe, not the regular Uber Joe.
Let me take a look, Chad.
Right?
I think
that was a regular. That was a regular Chad.
Yeah, the double.
That's regular.
Yeah, the American Imperial double. Yeah. Okay. So I would give this one a 4.5. Give it a 4.5. Again, I'm holding you all accountable and responsible, and I'll get you back, each of you, in some way.
All right, and thanks for joining us.
Well, that was scary.
I'm afraid now.
Yep, she's gonna drown you on the boat.
Oh
thanks,
boy.
Gina.
Thanks, guys.
All right.
Love you all.
Oh yeah, that's not what you said. Said you hated us. Okay.
Go to sleep. Come on.
That was all I heard was revenge.
I'm gonna kill you.
I'm gonna kill all of you. You screwed me again.
Yeah. So we've done the first party of this, and then we're gonna drink it once we get to the halfway, which I'm already almost there.
Oh, dude, slow down. Let it warm. Wait, now I was curious, you guys. What was were yours cold, chilled, or warmed a little, or where were you at when you started?
Mine was cold, but not. I had taken it out of the fridge. 15
How long
minutes
ago? 15.
Yeah, 15-ish.
I took mine out right as I sort of logged in here, so it was pretty cold.
Yeah, I took mine out at 7:55, and I meant to take it out at like 7:30. So mine's colder than I would have wanted it to be, but it's already starting to warm up. And that's, Jake, as you said, I think it just entered the secret scale.
I'm telling you, it's moving that way.
Yeah, as it warms up, man, it's good cold, but it's slowly warming and getting better.
Well, that warms though. Let me just briefly say, as Three Sheeps goes, that Uber Joe, just the regular Uber Joe.
We didn't. I don't know
if you guys have, but you can get a 4-pack for I want to say like $10. That is a fantastic deal.
Yeah, so if you want to talk about that now, what we did, Jake, over the summer.
Yeah, sure. We'll hop into that real quick.
We were hanging out on the front porch, like
drinking on the porch,
like good old hillbillies,
and good old boys do.
America.
We just started racking up beers that night. But the one thing we did do was we tried side by side Uber Joe, and was it 18 and 17 KBS?
Yeah. So what we did was we started out. I brought over Uber Joe and I think one other thing. I brought over an Uber Joe and a 2018 KBS. I was like, all right, let's settle this thing.
I pulled my 17 out. Yeah.
And then Adam busted out a 17 KBS because we really wanted to see. All right, well, because the 17 KBS I think is known to be a little bit better than the 18. Generally agreed on by most. Yep. So after Uber beat 18, we were like, well, let's step it up a notch, and we pitted it against 17 as well. And I know, do you remember where you landed on that? And we also proceeded to have a nice little. We drank a lot. I think we drank some other stuff too.
What do you mean where I landed on as far as which one was better?
Yeah, like I remember that the Uber easily defeated the 18 KBS.
I think you guys were texting me that day. I think you both ended up liking Uber better than everything you were drinking.
I think I remember it being pretty neck and neck with 17. I really like that 17 KBS. I think it's a little
chocolate. You know, I think you're right, Jake. I think you did pick 17 over it, and Adam, you picked Uber Joe.
Yeah, but the edge that Uber has is it's like less than half the cost.
Yeah,
and a lot easier to find.
Yep.
So anyways.
Maybe we could do that even in a show. I think I still have an 18 left. I definitely have Uber Joe out there, so we could do that this season on the show.
I've got 18 left.
Yeah, I found a big bottle of 17, so we could.
Oh, there you go. In. So I thought I did like the Uber Joe better. I thought I like the flavor balance of it better. So
I don't even think Uber.
Huh?
I don't know what he said. He muted himself again.
I don't have a connection. I don't think Uber Joe's barrel aged.
I don't think it is either. Well, I mean, there is a barrel aged version. We have it, but
but the one we were having, I don't even think it is.
Yeah.
So, anyways, side story.
True. Cool story, bro.
Cool.
So, Chad, how was your summer? What have you been up to? Where have you been?
What have you been doing?
Well,
besides running around your Daisy Dukes.
How do you guys know I do that?
We know.
Had to put up cameras.
We follow you on Instagram. Come on.
Oh yeah, there is that. I haven't really done a whole lot this summer, other than we did take a vacation. Before vacation, I bought a couple of boats.
Oh Jesus! Yeah, the Chad Boat Sales Emporium.
I had 3. I'm down to 2.
Of Greater Milwaukee.
Have not been out on them yet. This weekend will be the maiden voyage. Actually, tomorrow will be the maiden voyage of the larger of the 2. Then we went on vacation, took a Disney cruise. We went to Disney for almost a week, then went on a Disney cruise. It was fantastic.
Was this one of the Disney cruises where they brew their own beer? Like Disney beer?
It's a Disney sort of a Disney branded beer. It's not, Disney does not brew beer.
They probably bought them, right? I mean,
it's brewed for Disney and named after the shipyard that the last two ships were built. They built that. The number of the yard, 687, I think is what it is.
Could have sworn to be a drunk Mickey or something, but nice. Jake, you're up.
And
that
was just a few weeks ago. I'm not going to shy away from the sad news that I do have this summer, that my mother passed away about a week and a half ago as we record this tonight. So had a great start to the summer. Vacation was awesome, and lost my mom, but we're all doing good and looking forward to doing some boating the rest of the summer, drinking some more beer, getting the podcast going again. That's my summer so far.
Getting the podcast going. Yes, we've been looking forward to doing this. Getting back to normalcy.
Yes, sir. Yeah, early summer just gets crazy. It's a crazy time.
It was. And Dallas Dan is in the chat. Said, "Sup, boys."
What's up, Dan?
What up, dude?
Yeah. Jake?
Finished off my son's baseball league. We had been rained out so much late spring that June was just insane. It was like 7, 8-year-old kids playing 3 days in a row. Felt like we were a real freaking baseball team. Yeah, it was a lot. And then, I took a trip to not the UP, but north of Traverse City, way up in Michigan. Rented a cabin up there. That was a lot of fun. Did some fishing, some hiking. If any Michigan fans out there, Sleeping Bear Dunes, first time I'd been to that national park. Awesome. Also got this sweet hat up there. I found a great brewery called Hop Lot. If anybody's in the Traverse City, I would definitely recommend checking out Hop Lot.
That is a sweet hat. I like it a lot.
It was this awesome place. It started in 2016. Actually, of all people who knows it, but Eric knows it. He's got a buddy who's like friends with the owner, so he's been up there.
Of course he does.
But yeah, they cut the place out like the woods in 2016. They have all this wood stacked everywhere in the back, bags, fire pit going, very family friendly, at least during the afternoon. I was 2 weeks away from them selling cans, and I couldn't get a growler of the beers, their two best beers. So I'm just going to have to go back.
Why? Now wait. Was their cannery just not up and running yet?
Yeah, just a small brewery. They were still getting there. They weren't there.
Were they? Could you have? Why wouldn't they? Just because you're out of state, they wouldn't sell you a growler? Or?
No, they were just only selling growlers of a couple kinds. They weren't selling. Okay. They had an amazing stout that was awesome, and they had it was a Russian Imperial Stout, and they had a double IPA, my two favorites. But I asked the guy, I tried to buddy up, pull a chatter, get real friendly with him, but yeah, it was just no dice on getting a growler
under the table acting.
Yeah, a little under deep. So I was like, how about an old fashioned?
Yay!
But awesome place. Totally recommend it for anybody in the area. I did make a trip down, visited Dallas Dan in the Texas heat. So hot when we were down there, but we had a blast. Checked out the Tups Brewery, Chad.
Yeah,
where the full grown man.
Which
so that was a blast.
When you guys, let me stop you there for a second too. When you guys were there, they did not have the barrel aged version of it, or were you able to try it and not buy it?
I was going to lead into a whole other conversation, but yeah.
I'll be brief. We talked to the guy. I will say their staff there super friendly. They just like talking beer. But what he was saying was like that's like their most known thing. So when they put that out, whatever they sell, whatever they have, they sell. And they had a smaller batch this year with some things with brewing. But people are also there waiting for it. They have a release party and it's gone. But the cool thing is they have other releases throughout the year. They have like Grown Man Scoundrel. Grown Man, I don't know. There's like one every 3 months. So anyways, yeah, they didn't have it there, but they had some great beers. The brewery is actually in this old barn that was part of like a cotton mill factory. Just I don't know, just a cool place, just classic kind of brewery setting. Some music, tables made out of barrels, just good old people drinking beer, just people that like beer. I really liked it. Food truck parked outside, so
awesome.
It was a good stop. And then yeah, I had a fun birthday weekend. Adam joined me. We went and saw Foo Fighters at Wrigley, and before that, we checked out the Goose Island Tap Room. And I thought it's always great when you go to a tap room, or actually they call it a brew pub because they do some microbrewing there. It's always great when you go to a place and you can actually get things that you wouldn't find otherwise. They had some beers that they only brew there. They also, you could easily buy a bottle of Bourbon County Stout, of Bourbon County barley wine from this past year. We did a barley wine, so it's always fun. It sucks when you go to a place and it's like, well, shit, I just could have gotten all this at the store. Like, what am I doing here? So I liked the brew pub. And then the concert was a blast.
Food was good too.
Food was fantastic.
Yeah, it was really
fantastic.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I'm jealous.
Yeah, good summer going by quick.
Yeah, and the concert was unbelievable. So.
I forgot to mention we went to Dave Matthews back at the end of June. Yeah, before I went on vacation. Me and Brittany and Adam and Gina went to see Dave Matthews on Northerly Island in Chicago.
Yes, the death trap of Northerly Island.
Yeah, that place. Oh, man.
It's a beautiful venue. Yeah, absolutely. It's on the lake. It's beautiful, but the way they usher you out of there, you're just waiting to get
one wrong move and everybody's going to get trampled.
Zombie apocalypse.
It's horrible. Yeah, exactly. So
it wouldn't have been quite as bad if that the place Adam works for didn't have they didn't have that giant VIP thing.
And did you know what's so funny about that is I want to say the week after I got an invite to go to a concert in Northerly Island to sit in that.
Oh, really?
And it was something like Journey or something like that. And I'm like,
no.
If you would have given me a Dave Matthews, I would have been there in a heartbeat. But that thing was awesome because it was free food and free booze in there. So, yeah.
Cool.
Oh, well, couldn't get there for Dave Matthews. My summer has been. Well, now I'm looking back, I was like, yeah, we didn't do much, but you
did a lot.
I know, been all over the place.
Yeah.
We went to, Dave Matthews, Foo Fighters. I don't think I've ever seen two concerts in one summer before. We went to St. George Island, Florida for vacation. We went to,
and that's Texas. Panhandle, right? Panhandle area.
Yes. Yeah.
Nice.
No special beers there. I mean, what I found kind of funny is that no matter where I went this year, 312 is everywhere.
Oh gosh. Well, but Adam, tell our fans, tell your listeners there, what were some of the beers you took with you to St. George? Because you took some good ones.
What I took with me, yeah. So we were meeting Dallas Dan and family down there. So Dallas, he's listened to us. He always listens to us, but can't get the beers that we can since he's down there in the fiery pits of hell. So we. So I took what I take. I took what did I take? I know I took Revolution, Death Star. I took Cuvée.
Yeah, I was gonna say Cuvée. You took Bourbon County barley wine, right?
Yeah, we didn't get to drink that. We ended up drinking that when I was in Dallas.
Oh, okay, yeah.
You took CBS,
right? Did you take CBS? Yeah, I did.
Yeah, you did. And you know what? Founders put out an alert like a week ago that said, what do you call it? The brewmaster? What's their brewmaster put out a warning that basically said, if you're holding on to it,
I saw this.
drink it now, because from this point forward, it's basically just going to start to get worse. Like it has reached its maximum aging lifespan, and you should drink it now if you're holding it.
Yeah, now, was it the 2018 version?
No,
yeah, the 17. They didn't do it 2018. Yeah, it's the last one they brewed.
Yeah, I saw that on Instagram.
I didn't see that.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of funny because people like Eric or even Dustin, who I know from high school, they hang on to those for a couple of years.
Oh yeah, I was like, "Fuck you, dude! I'm holding on to."
Well, guess what?
Before I drink this thing,
Jake, maybe this can entice you. Guess what we're going to drink on the boat this weekend?
What are we drinking? I don't even know this. This is Bricky News. Oh shit!
You're kidding.
Yeah,
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Oh, Jake. Jake. Is this your last bottle, Chad?
It is.
Oh, Jake, you still have yours though, right?
Well, Chad, I don't know if we're gonna make it. We're a little nervous about how we're gonna do as a family on the boats.
I get it. I totally understand.
We don't want to ruin the day being like, hey, we've been out here an hour. Can you take us back? I don't know. I know I'd like it, but
no, you're gonna swim.
Yeah, exactly. There's a lot of interest. There's a little anxiety over it.
We'll need to get a guy's weekend or trip.
Well, yeah. We need to get Dallas Dan up here.
Yeah. I'll feel better if instead of drinking it, you just kind of break it across the bow, and then I'll be like, okay.
That's a no.
Yeah, no, it's tomorrow's my sea trial day, and then Saturday is essentially it's gonna be the maiden voyage with this boat. So,
are you doing a test? Do you have to take a test?
No,
for that sea trial. No, because you already got like a boating license, right?
I don't need a boating license.
Oh.
Yeah, I mean, in Wisconsin, you do now if you were born before or after a certain date. But I'm plenty old enough to
born after
1920. So just based on age, you can be grandfathered in.
Yep,
that's fun. That's awesome, America.
I'm not wearing any pants for this maiden voyage, so
stop playing with your dinghy.
Awesome.
Yeah, so it's been a good, busy, eventful summer, I'd say. And so yeah, season 2. I don't know what else to say after that. I don't know. Are we halfway yet?
I'm drinking really slow because I'm just loving every sip.
Here's how you know it's a good beer: when you have to tell yourself to slow down.
Yep.
I'm not doing a very good job.
Where are you at, Emily?
You're below the 6-year anniversary range.
Yeah, I'm below the rating.
I'm still.
I did have my wife down here chugging it too. So
that's part of it. I can get to halfway fairly quick. I just
excuses.
Love it. There's nice lacing on this glass. I haven't used this glass for quite some time.
Your glass is cleaner than mine because I have no lacing on mine. So what else is going on in the beer world, Jake? I know you keep track better than I do.
Well, I got 2 things. One thing, which actually you alerted me to, is Chicago Brewery Revolution did just release.
Now, hang on. Yeah, I can't take the credit for that.
Eric, was it Chatter?
No, Eric texted me and Chad, and I can't remember. I was doing something when I first saw the text come through, and I saw the headline of it, and I had to hold my pants. I was like, oh shit. So
yeah, I like triple chubbed on that pretty quick.
Hold on. Go ahead, Jake. Talk about it. I'm gonna see if I can find it here.
Well, basically, they just, it was more beers than I realized that are in this barrel aged lineup. It's like it's 10 beers, I want to say. So they released the schedule of when those beers are coming out. Now, what I was trying to understand better that I didn't know last year was, what's the best way to try to get these beers? And based on the articles I've read, your best chance is to go to the tap room on those release dates, because beyond that, they're going to sell to specific vendors or however they distribute it, whatever they have left, and then that's pretty much it. So on October 19th, they're releasing Code Switch, which is a Belgium Imperial Ale, but they're also releasing VSOJ, which stands for Very Special Old. Damn it, what does the J stand for? I don't know. God, Very Special Old. I just had this up. Well, anyways, I really want to try that one. It's an aged barley wine, in bourbon and rye barrels. A blend of English style barley wines aged between 2 and 3 years in bourbon and rye barrels. So that's on October 19th. So I'm going to try to go down there on the 19th.
I'm going to try to go down on the 19th.
Yeah, I mean the code switch I would definitely try, but I really want that VSOJ.
Yeah, and then November 16th and through the 17th and the 17th are their Death Star variants releases. So Death Star, Cafe Death Star, Death by Currents.
And I want to say the Death by Currents was something that was voted in by Revolution fans this year. I think that one was based off of they have like a survey or a like what gets the most votes kind of thing, and I think that was the one that was voted in by fans.
That one sounds quite interesting.
Yeah,
the Death by Currents.
Yeah.
So the Death by Currents is Death Star variants because they pitted the fruited Death Star variants against each other. Current aged version. Wow. Tart. It says a tartness, says lively tartness, soft fruit sweetness, oaky vanilla, and graham flavors from the barrel.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Yeah, sounds really good.
And December 7th, they have Rye Way to Heaven. That's a rye heavy barley wine aged in rye and bourbon barrels. Grave Digger Billy. That's a
there
Scotch.
We go.
Yeah,
motherfucker.
I'll come back to that in a second. And they have Vanilla Death.
Oh, see, I love vanilla. So
yeah, vanilla beans are added to Death Star basically. Yeah. As far as those three, I mean, once again, I want to try eating barley wine, and maybe we'll get into a little bit of that why, or maybe we'll talk about that, or you guys can next time. But definitely, I'm trying to find other good barley wines because it's harder than I thought. The Scotch Ale one, Grave Digger Billy. I tell you guys, I kept hearing Scotch ales were good, and I kept running into drain pours until until really just this last weekend, Adam.
Yep.
The Cooper's Project.
Yep. Cooper's Project.
Damn
exactly.
Delicious,
exactly.
They are very, very hit and miss, but when you find a good one, they're either they're just not good or they're really good.
Well, they're really peaty.
Yes. So
that's the problem we've run into is that they have the peat flavor of the Scotch, which I can't stand. So then on January 18th, they have the Boss Rye Way, a rye ale aged in, what does that say?
Whistle Pig, Boss Hog,
Armagnac
barrels.
What is? It's like cognac, but Armagnac. And then Chad's absolute favorite, the
straight jacket. I just drank my last one last week.
I got a bottle still in the can still in the fridge. So.
Oh really?
So that is amazing. That's going to be amazing. So,
yeah, I am thoroughly, as much as we like Three Sheeps, I am absolutely thoroughly thrilled and impressed with Revolution Brews.
Quite a lineup, huh?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think I've had anything from them that I don't like.
That's true. As much as we talk about Three Sheeps, I mean, Revolution.
Top three.
Right. You're right. I mean, absolutely top three because there really isn't.
Yeah,
I think where I'd say no to it. So,
I am looking quantity of quality with them.
I am looking forward to the code switch. That interests me. The Imperial Ale aged in blackberries. All
right. Well, Adam, what if I told you, okay, you'll get a Death Star. We'll get you a straight jacket. But you're only going to get one more on this list.
Oh, which one would I want?
Which ones does any of them stick out to you?
Well, you said I'm going to get a Death Star and a straight jacket, but I only get one more.
Yeah,
that's toughy. I'll probably do the Gravedigger.
Gravedigger. Is that the Scotch ale?
Yeah, it's the Scotch ale. I like Scotch ales when they're good, like you said.
You could be taking a chance on this one, but
it's risky. A Scotch ale is either like a 0.25 or a 4.5. There's like no in between.
There's no between. But I trust Revolution. It's not going to let me down. So.
True story.
You're probably right.
Yeah,
you're probably right.
That Cooper, I have some. I forgot to give it to you today, Jake, but I do have some for both you and
Dick.
I mean, so I'll tell you that story. So we were in Texas and Dallas, and they have Total Wine, I think is what it's called. It's like in the Chicago area. If you're in the Chicago area, it's like a Benny's.
There's one in Brookfield and Milwaukee too. We just found that out.
Never heard of it until we were down there. So We stopped in there because Dan was telling me that's probably the best place, and there was a wall full of Texas beers. And one side note, the one thing I noticed about Texas beer is it's either going to be an IPA, a lager, or a cream ale, and you have very smattered in between somewhere is possibly a stout. But that's what I noticed.
Yeah, I really struggled when I was down there finding a sour, finding like a New England IPA.
Yeah, New England IPAs too. That's Gina's favorite too.
West Coast IPA.
Yeah,
Florida's the same way with most of their breweries. You can't find the flavor.
Yeah. So we were in there. We got some beers and we were checking out, and the dude checking me out was taking his own sweet time, and so I was just kind of looking around, and behind me on the bottom rack, and it's like one of those, in the middle of the aisle type stands, right? It wasn't like a huge stand. It was just one of the middle aisle displays, and at the very bottom I saw the Bourbon County barley wine, and it was just a smattering of them. They weren't like nicely put together. It was just kind of there. I'm like, Dan, like Bourbon County, barley wine. So he ran over and grabbed them, and then as he was doing that, I noticed right next to it was the Cooper Project, and I was like, son of a bitch. So
and they had Brasserie Noir out there,
and they had Brasserie Noir too. So all these Goose Islands that we can't get are hard to find here. So I got a bottle of the Brasserie Noir. I got 6 bottles of the Cooper. Dan got, I think, 3 or 4 bottles of the barley wine. So
Nice.
So I had a bottle of that Friday night with Dan. We split a bottle, and it was just great. And then we had some at the pub, the brew pub, Goose Island. It was so good. That's a Scotch right there for you, kids.
And Adam, when you were telling me that, it was kind of, I don't know if frustrated or irritated is the right word, but like I totally get they're trying to grow their market, but man, it sucks when they send more beer to an area and those people just don't really know what they have.
Yep.
Meanwhile, we're close and I'm looking for it.
Yeah, but
I can't get it.
Is it that they sent more there, or is it that just everybody here wants it?
That maybe
could be they send the same amount there or even less there, but nobody knows what it is.
Fair enough, but I do recall freaking pallets of KBS that Dallas Dan was showing us, and the places around here did not get that much KBS. But that's Founders. This is Goose Island, or whoever a Goose Island is. But so be it. Yeah.
Are we halfway?
Yeah, I'll call halfway.
All right. I'm not budging. Flavors change a little bit, but only for the positive. So yeah. Chad.
I'm gonna go 525 SS.
Going secret scale. Jacoby.
So I feel like it's only gotten smoother as the sweetness is there, but just in a more subtle way. And it still has that nice bourbon all the way through. I as well was going to raise it on the secret scale to a 5.25. It feels right.
Yeah, it's an amazing.
And it begs the question: is this the best Three Sheeps beer you've had?
Ooh.
I think I've noted the 2018 Cuvée in the secret scale.
Okay, we need to start keeping you need a special notebook for this, Chad. We need to keep this. This is my first secret scale.
So even better than Veneration, huh?
Well, that's the only one I can think of that. I don't know.
I do have some Veneration, tucked away in a secret spot. But
your prison wallet.
The only safe on the floor. Yeah, I don't know. I'd have to try. I'd have to try a Veneration again to compare. I want to say it's neck and neck with Veneration. I mean, Veneration is
I like it better than Veneration.
I think Veneration might have a little more complexity to it. There's a few more flavors going on, but I don't know if the sum is better than this. I think the sum might be better here.
Yeah. This is a special beer.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it's a motherfucking wolf.
You sending a wolf? Shit, Negro. That's all you had to say.
Gosh.
What movie?
No idea.
What? Pulp Fiction.
Yeah, the wolf. He's like the fixer guy in that movie. I knew what it was.
Yeah,
that's a great movie.
You sending a wolf?
Shit,
Negro.
That's all you had to say.
Oh boy. So halfway we're past that.
I have an interesting. This isn't it. Well, actually, this is probably the interesting, blandest headline I've ever seen. This just came out on Brew Studs today. Let me go back to the email real quick because the email says it best. Just released. Data shows craft. That wasn't bad.
A little better. One of your better ones.
So, does this really make you want to click on this story or not? Just released. Data shows craft beer is stable.
What?
I was reading an article, Chad, that was independent U.S. craft beer production up 5% so far in 2018.
That's what it shows. Data shows growth.
Yeah.
So, but that's not stable. 0% would be stable. But I was like, I read that headline. I'm like, that doesn't make me want to read that story.
Well, so I have a couple stories open here talking about, and one was put out today and one was put out yesterday talking about the craft beer. And what it's saying is it's still volatile in the sense that there's a bunch opening and a bunch closing.
Yep.
But
highest number of both.
Go ahead.
I said highest number of both expected this year.
What of openings? Highest number of openings and highest number of closings?
Yeah. Yep.
All right.
Yep. There's like 2,500 across the country that are waiting to open right now. It's crazy.
Yeah, 2,500 to 3,000 in the planning stage. Based on active alcohol and tobacco tax and trade bureau licenses.
Mm-hmm.
So the number is up 5562 during the same period last year, 6655 active breweries as of June 30th.
So it's volatile, but it's still growing.
Yeah. And that's where the stable word comes from. But
well, because I think in a capitalist economy, you have to have some growth for stability. I think if it's just flat year over year, they would look at that as a negative.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Well, but, we were talking the other day, Jake, about would you open a brewery?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, Chad, we got into it pretty heavy, and I think Adam and I, the consensus was that we kind of missed the window, and there's just so much competition right now, and there's also perhaps we're reaching a bubble that might burst where
nice hands.
We're like the craft beer thing. Thank you. I couldn't think, so I was like, maybe I'll do this. It'll come to me. But we're like, like maybe people are just oversaturated. Maybe people are getting tired of like all the snobbiness that has become associated with it. Let's do this together. Ready?
Yeah, that's exactly. Yeah, we were saying, because for a while, me, Dan, and Jake kind of started talking about going in on a brewery, and I was like, I think we missed that boat. It's to me, I just don't know right now. I wouldn't myself. I wouldn't do it. It's a lot of money to throw into a pot that's already very, very full.
But it's crazy. Some of these breweries that are crushing it right now, they only started like in the 90s, early 2000s. Like we did not miss it by that much.
No. Yeah. Founders
10 years.
Founders only been what, 20, somewhere around 20 years.
Yeah. It's only been like 98 or something.
Yeah.
I mean, which for us really isn't that.
So do you think it's at its peak, or is it just at a plateau and will take off again?
Well, so we know that domestic beer sales are continuing to decline. As far as what I saw at the start,
shitty beer.
Yeah, otherwise known as crap.
That's what
I saw I saw at the beginning of the year that alcohol, like hard liquor and wine sales, were still showing steady growth.
Yes, that was actually the story a couple of years ago that hard liquors and wine were at that time we're still chasing beer, but we're pretty much even with beer, and then it surpassed beer.
Right, and if weed becomes legalized at a federal level, what impact will that have? I mean, maybe we're beer. Maybe. I mean, maybe. So I don't. It is possible that we're sort of at the peak of this bell curve, and that I don't know. But everything goes in.
It's all cyclical. Yeah, I mean, you got muted again by the system. Didn't like you. I do think it's all cyclical, and so it's gonna kind of wrap around. But I like to think that we're just at a plateau and we're gonna take back off again. But one thing I know Jake mentioned that we also talked about, and I'd like to hear what you think, Chad, is that I kind of equated it to the uprising of wine, and then when wine came up in popularity, and then it hit this kind of plateau because everybody kind of had this backlash toward the wine snobs, So these people who every time you go to a restaurant, they'd have to, get all wine snobby on you. I wouldn't drink that, And we're seeing that with beer people, which some may point to this show and say that, where people now, like some of our neighbors, Jake, have even said, they don't want to think about it. They just want to grab a beer and drink it. Right. Yeah. So that's what I kind of equated possibly to a plateau because of that almost an exhaustion due to overanalysis, however you want to say that.
So Chad, are we at a peak, and if so, is that partly because people are tired of
beer
snobbery?
Well, but I think the craft beer industry is doing something about that now, and that's going to depend on how popular the like Solid Gold from or Summerfest is. I don't know if you guys have had Summerfest from Sam Adams yet. It's their lager that just came out.
Did that Sam 57 bomb, Chad, or whatever that was?
Sam 76. I just saw an advertisement for it during the Cubs game. So they're still trying to sell it, but I think that beer overall is actually doing quite well, even though we didn't like it. But
yeah, I think it is. I was actually looking it up right now, but yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, but I mean, it may be at a plateau, but it's gonna depend on how the traditional style beers, lagers, pilsners, get accepted into the big beer market, because I mean, I think the way that the craft beer companies are doing lagers and pilsners is a little more creative, and they do have a little bit better flavor, which, to some people, they're just not going to want that. They want the traditional stuff they've always been used to. And the other thing to think about is what kind of styles are going to be essentially invented. I mean, the sour thing, I don't know how popular that still is right now. I think it's still pretty popular. I don't think that it was this massive thing that everybody thought like this was going to be the biggest style of the year.
Right. That was going to be like the next big thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I think though it is the next big thing in craft beer circles, right? Where IPAs were a big thing in craft beer for a while, and then IPAs kind of made it over into the mainstream, whatever you want to call it, into the rest of the world beer market, where, every bar you go to and every restaurant you go to has some type of IPA on tap now, where they didn't have that. But I don't know that I see sours making that type of a injection into.
Yeah, it definitely takes an interested palate to drink a sour beer.
Yeah.
I mean, not everybody likes sour flavor, so the other thing that comes to mind is I don't know what the percentage is of gender, how the gender breakdown is between around craft beer. So if the newer rosé styles that are coming out, and the hibiscus sours and that kind of stuff, is that going to appeal to a broader female market? Because I'll just use Brittany as an example. She'll drink Boulevard's Jam Band, Founders Rubaeus, and she likes them. She's typically just a cider, apple or pear cider drinker when it comes to beers, but the newer rosé style, we'll just call it. I don't really know what the style is called, but that fruitier flavored beer might appeal more to the female market, and that could provide some big growth too.
So I just found.
Did you guys hear my burp? I think I was on mute. Did you hear that?
We didn't hear it, so it didn't count.
So burp.
That is outstanding.
That would have been awesome had we heard it, and both of us just didn't pay attention to it at all. But
I thought you guys were punking me, like pretending not to hear it. And then I was like, "Oh shit! I think I'm on mute again." I don't know why I was doing it.
I don't think either of us could pretend not to hear a good burp from you, because it never happens.
That's true. We would have gone wild.
I just pulled up an article from the Brewers Association. This article is from June 12th of this year, so it's not old. But shifting demographics among craft drinkers is what it is. We'll link it in the description. If we remember to do that, we probably won't. But it says, yeah, let's see that.
Mine was like that good. Like
it was not. There was no.
It really was. It was like the best one I've ever had.
Proof for it didn't happen. Around 40% of the 21 and over population is now a craft beer drinker. That's going up about 1 to 2 percentage points a year.
40%, you said?
That's what it says. Yeah, and they say that as if they use at least several times a year as a standard.
Okay.
So that's what they're basing off of. And you guys can read this. Right? It's the Brewers Association is basically the Association for Small and Independent Craft Brewers in the country, and they're always doing this type of research, market research type of stuff. So it's a really interesting article with a ton of numbers. But basically, they're saying that 20 and over populations has gone up, and that population is also gone up by 2.5 million legal drinkers, just by age demographics, I guess. So they're saying, yeah, that is. But they're saying basically it's not all that bad. Now you're asking about gender, and that's what led me to find this. Again, taking the broad, at least several times a year view, craft drinkers are 31.5% female, 68.5% male, by Nielsen Harris, 2018.
Give me the percentages again.
31.5 ladies, 68.5 male.
Okay.
Good job, ladies.
It'll be interesting. Yeah, that's a great number. I think it's awesome. I gotta wonder if that could increase based on the styles being brewed that are I don't know how to politically correctly say
more female oriented.
Well, yeah, I guess, but
just they researched and built the beer for that audience based on what when we were at that hop lot, we went there twice on that trip, and Lauren got my lady full time. She got the Strawberry Highway Robbery, which is a strawberry blonde. She loved it.
Yeah.
But that was a very specific type of beer.
Right. And she's not a beer drinker otherwise.
No, she's not.
Something specific, that she liked. That's really great. That's awesome.
But they have to, I say they, any brewery run by men or women, have to make that decision. How large of an audience are we trying to appeal to?
Now, just for some historical information here, 2015, when Harris Poll did this, using the same criteria several times a year, the female drinkers were 29.1%. So they are
that's good. A little bit.
Going up.
That is good.
They said in 3-year period, the total craft beer consumption went up 5%. The female switch was 2%. So of the total increase over the period, females took, just a little under half. So there you go. There's the answer to your female.
Nice. Thanks for the market research.
We have so much information on this show.
I'm just glad we have devices that can help us.
Yeah, and we don't have to do the research ahead of time. That's awesome.
Right. Hey, is there a volcano still going in Hawaii?
I knew. It was funny. We were talking. I was thinking about what we're going to do on the show, and I'm like, checking out our volcano.
I just haven't heard anything about it.
No, sadly, we've got all these damn wildfires now. That's worse than it's ever has been.
Yeah, we have all the wildfires now. We have a dumbass in the Oval Office. It just there's so much to talk about and so little time to do the news. They don't know what they're going to do. So
that's funny. No, seriously, is the volcano still going on?
Hold on, I'm trying to get it up here. Man.
Well, try.
That's what she said.
Try harder.
That's what she said.
Are the wildfires? Honestly, I think you guys know I don't follow the news at all. Is the wildfires, are they in California?
Yeah, that's still happening. It's I was reading up on that a little bit today. I'll just make it brief because I don't know how much people care about wildfires, but look at this. Lava still advancing to create 700-acre landmass. So it's actually creating land, right?
Yes, right. Not sure how inhabitable it'll be, but
not now, but maybe 1,000 years from now.
Right.
Yeah, somebody will be able to use it at some point.
Somebody will build a beach house there sooner or
later.
Hawaii bushfires cause devastation near Kaliawe, whatever.
Kilauea.
But yeah, Chatter, these fires, they're increasing in intensity, and I won't turn this into a political debate, but certainly some scientists think it's the climate changes. And what's kind of crazy is if this keeps up, these fires are going to burn like forests that have been in California and other places for hundreds, if not thousands of years. So you're going to take all this land that used to be forest land, it's basically going to become like prairie grassland after all the forests burned down. So I don't know.
So here's a map of the wildfires right now.
Stuff's changing.
Wow, that's a lot of them.
Right. Now, if you start zooming in on some of these big ones, like this is the car? Can't remember what I thought it was the car wildfire, but
there's been fires burning in some part of California, I think, since 2015.
Yeah.
There's
come
been
farther north.
Going. Yeah.
These are huge areas,
Yeah, it might not look like much on this map.
Redding, California. Look at that. Like it's engulfed an entire lake right there. And you have.
Why don't they use the lake water?
Come on. So yeah, that's the fires. We could back out all the way. It's only California.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, but there's some high risk places in Nevada and Utah and stuff. So fire.
Jeez.
So there's our per show update on
volcanoes and fire.
Volcanoes and fires. I don't know what we're gonna call it, but yeah, there you go.
The fiery rim.
Wait a second.
There's one fiery rim job.
Well, also I had looked up while you guys were chatting amongst yourself. That's about Sam 76.
Yeah,
Boston beer for the first part of 2018.
Thunder.
Up 17.8% from the same time last year.
Well, they've been advertising the shit out of it, so
yeah.
That doesn't surprise me that their sales are up. That doesn't mean people like it, but people are trying it.
They're buying it.
People are trying it.
But also there's a New England IPA, which we didn't review. I had it, and it's one of the most flavorless New England IPAs I've ever had. It doesn't have flavor. Like I don't understand. But I guess I do understand because in a lot of places that you go, Walmart's, Targets, bars and stuff around, the only craft beer, we've talked about this before, Chad, like in airports that you have, the only option is Sam Adams.
Yep.
And
that's fine. It's fine when I'm traveling. I'm happy to drink it. They make some good beers. but
just not the New England IPA.
It's just a readily available craft beer.
It's everywhere.
You know what? I got to correct myself. I said Summerfest was Sam Adams. That's Sierra Nevada. Sorry. Summerfest Lager, Sierra Nevada.
First show correction of the season.
Yes, and of course it's me.
Yeah. Better you than me.
It's almost always me.
Usually it's Jake.
Story. While we're on here, I didn't quite understand what was going on with distribution in Texas with craft beer.
Oh, God.
So while I was down there, I was talking to the Tufts guy because we couldn't buy anything when we went there. I could buy nothing to take home. Nothing. And like I knew that there was some weird Texas rules.
From the brewery, you couldn't.
Yeah, when we went to Tufts, I could not buy anything and take it home. So I started asking.
You texted or Marco about that.
Yeah, and so basically the gist of it was because they didn't have a full kitchen, they couldn't sell beer to take home. And basically the guy's like, right now we don't have the capital or really the desire to make the investment in having a full kitchen. Having the food truck works great for us. But he went on to talk about how, the guy that owns Tufts or was one of the main, owners of Tufts goes to these dinners where he has to pay, whatever it costs for a plate just to talk to senators of the state and try to get them to change the laws. But at the same time, people that do distribution don't want to change anything because they want to be in charge of all that distribution. And then the other bigger beer places, craft beer places that do have full kitchens, they also are siding with the distributors because they're trying to keep down all the small people.
Yeah.
Because they can already sell it at their place, so they're not trying to help out their fellow craft beer brethren.
So really no surprise when you're talking about Texas to me. It's about the big business side of it.
I would have thought the other craft beer places would have cared more about their other beer friends than distributors, or at least their own wallet.
So kind of a funny story relating to this. So when we were there, because we came down, the week after you, we didn't go to Tufts, but we still wanted to go to a brewery, and we went to a brew pub. And I don't know if you guys have ever been to like Ram around here. It's supposed to be like a brewery and a restaurant. It's not good quality, good food, but I don't think the beer's very good. It's still that type of thing, and like it's that environment where I feel like, and I'm not saying this exactly how it is, but you either are focusing on the food or you're focusing on the beer, but it's hard for you to be able to focus 100% on both and make both excellent, right? For a lot of places like Goose Island, who beer, that's what they do, and then they bring in a food guy. That's a little bit easier, but like some of these places, like in Texas, they're trying to compete, So Texas is focused solely on the big guy, and like Jake said, it's all about the distributors and their lobbying power. And so, I think we talked about on season 1 of the show, there's a documentary that I watched where the Texas brewery basically said he could make more money brewing in Texas but selling across the border in Arizona. And there's actually even some brewers now who are close to the borders. That, I swear to God, you threw up on your microphone.
Seriously, did you just puke?
What just happened?
I had a good one earlier, and I was on mute. Earlier, I burped so hard, just moved.
Oh my God!
Oh, it's horrible. It's disgusting. But there's some brewers who are on the border of the state who will actually brew it in Texas, and then they'll also open up a small brewery across the border so they can sell directly to the consumer. So it's crazy. And Jake, that was just disgusting and horrible. I irked a little bit in my mouth after hearing you.
Well, I don't remember any of them off the top of my head, but if you do want to do something, you can Google some of the craft beer alliances in Texas and make a donation. And that money
wait. Be careful how you use that word, craft beer alliance, because that's trademarked by Budweiser.
Sorry. No, not that. I don't remember what it's called.
Great. We get a call from some fucking lawyers.
Yeah, right. Like Budweiser won't be happy.
Give him your address.
Money.
Jacob Dahlquist.
I don't know, Texas Alliance, Lone Star Beer Company, whatever.
Beer Alliance of Texas. Let's go with that one.
Okay, I was close. You can give the money, and it says supposedly
Texas
the money
Craft Brewers Guild
only used to try to change the law so that they can sell.
The TCBG.
Yeah, tickle me with.
Oh, wait a minute.
Uh-oh.
Hold on. I go to the Beer Alliance of Texas, and
is that a thing?
Scroll down.
I have a card that has like 4 of them.
What?
Oh, Bud Light.
Well, there's also a Miller one here too. So I'm like, what?
Oh, we just got a message from Dallas Dan. Cubbies win.
Nice. Full Hamels for a start.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Are we almost done?
I am almost done.
Yes, sir.
We are coming up on an hour here. Right now, 2 hours.
Oh, 2 hours.
Yeah, I was going to say, we got to be.
Oh, it's the first show back. Do I have clearance to finish?
You have clearance.
I just finished. It felt so good.
But the beer, Chad, the beer.
Oh,
Felt so
Jake.
good.
I think that's what he asks every night. Do I have clearance to finish?
No. So I just buzz a tower.
Brittany's she's gonna be pissed because I finished already.
Well, you lasted a lot longer than usual. That was good, boys.
So
That was all.
final,
Yeah,
final
excellent.
decision, kids.
I'll say I'm gonna stick with my 525 SS, and I have another one sitting on my shelf right there that I'll probably drink tomorrow.
Jake.
Oh, it's going to get a 5 on Untapped, and I am going to start tracking right now the secret rating scale where it will get a 5.25. And I would ask Chad, how high does the secret scale go to? Does it just go to 6 or does it go higher?
I don't think that it needs to go any higher than 6. That's
Okay.
just my personal opinion.
We're going to give a limit to a fictional scale that doesn't exist because it's a secret.
I love that you just made up a word called fictional.
You're welcome.
So I'm hearing Adam agrees to keep it to 6. Cool.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. Totally.
Totally cool. Totally.
I'm going to make my first entry into the secret scale. I'm doing a 5.25.
Oh boy.
But the next veneration I have, I will probably be piercing that scale as well.
Ooh. Well, you've both just entered with a tip, so there's a little room to grow.
Enter and wiggle. All right, boys. Well, season 1, episode 1 is done. It was very long. If you've made it to this point, thank you very much. We do appreciate that. And we will probably get into the swing of once a week. Yeah.
That's the plan, Dan.
Very
And anybody that was
but
still
okay.
here just
Yeah, right. Thanks for listening. You can always find everything you need to know about us at beerded.com and check back because we'll have more of this. The Facebook group, if you're still there, thank you, because we're not.
Yeah, we just disappeared.
Yeah, I do see people posting every now and then. So thank you for, I guess, keeping that alive. Twitter, of course, Bearded Hops. Jake, thank you for joining us once again, sir.
Thanks,
you,
guys.
Jakey.
Excellent beer.
Always love having you on.
Dallas, Dan, thanks for watching.
Thanks for being our one and only audience member.
We had 3 at one point.
Oh, well, awesome.
They didn't last.
Well, we're back, bitches.
We are back. All right, guys. Thank you very much.
Hey.
God, here we go.
Oh.
Here we
I was wondering, can we do, instead of a Friday morning beer review, can we just have like a Friday morning burp where Chad just gets on there and like chugs a beer and burps as hard as he can, and then that's just it?
I think what
this is what I thought about over the summer. This is what I think about when I'm alone. All right, I'm done.
If I could take all the Marco Polos I have from Chad where he's burping, it's at least once a day. And
that would be a massive
compilation.
It'd be like a 15-minute just string of So
I'm sorry, I'm just a little gassy.
A little gassy. Is that all, Jake, are you done? Is that all you have?
Skull, boys.
Skull.
Chad?
Skull.
All right. Later, bitches.